Welcome to the Young Crones Cafe, where you can get a magic brew full of all sorts of information, both witchy and practical.
Grab a cup of coffee and join us. I'm Elizabeth, a wordsmith.
And I'm Dave, a modern-day sage.
We are going to talk about various witchcraft and life topics from a slightly more mature perspective, at least most of the time.
Thanks for joining us.
Here's a little something extra from the Young Crones Cafe to get you through until our next regularly scheduled episode. I am sitting here with my cup of coffee, feeling much lighter emotionally and mentally since yesterday because I did something a little crazy. I went for a walk in the rain. Other people may think it was crazy, but for me, it served a purpose. I remember and know that one of the big associations for the element of water in my life, at least, is emotions and feelings and kind of that mental processing of how we get to where we are emotionally. And I was feeling a little depressed, I guess, and emotionally unbalanced in a lot of areas of my life. And yesterday we had a good soaking rain here where we live and practice. And I mean, it was coming down, not in well, for a while it was buckets, but once it started to ease up a little bit, I decided to go for a walk in the rain and picture the rain kind of washing away some of that emotional stuff that was getting in the way of my being able to think about things without bringing my emotions to the forefront regarding every decision I am facing right now. And we all have those day-to-day personal decisions that can seem a little overwhelming at times. So here's a suggestion. Try a walk in the rain. However, the point is we can use the weather and whatever is going on around us as a way to manage our spiritual feelings and practices on a daily basis or whenever we need them to. We just have to get a little creative sometimes. I didn't cast a spell. I didn't do anything dramatic and have some sort of ritual going on in the background while I was doing this. All I did was throw on a jacket, put on some waterproof shoes, and go out and walk around in the rain for a while. And it really made a major difference for me. So for those of you who are trying to figure out how to practice everyday things, look at what's going on with the weather and see if you can relate it in some way to what you need or want to have going on in your life at the moment. For example, if it's a windy day, you could go out and stand in a good breeze and ask for some mental clarity and let the wind blow through you and around you and fill you up with the element of air, allowing you to get rid of all of those unproductive thoughts, I guess is a good word, in order to figure out what you need to be thinking about or what you need to be doing. I am also a big fan of writing myself all sorts of to-do lists where I dump all that stuff that piles up on me mentally when I think about all the things I have to get done in a particular time period. It gets it out of the way. It kind of lets me organize things in order of importance. The point I'm trying to make is that it is possible to, quote unquote, ritualize the everyday in all sorts of ways. And with that, I'm going to give you a little teaser. In the next extra, I will be talking about where our podcast is going next and how we arrived on the decision of what we're going to do going forward, because our next episode will contain our last discussion on a metaphysical kernel of thought, because we have reached the end of that section of the book, The Tradition of the Path, where we have compiled all of those foundational beliefs, I guess is the best word to call it, for our tradition. So with that being said, until next time, and our last metaphysical kernel of thought discussion, may you find mirth and reverence in all things. Well, it looks like the coffee cups are empty for this week. We hope you join us again next Tuesday, but you can find us at our website, twoyoungcrones.com. That's the number 2, Young Crones.
We'd love to have you join our growing online Discord community.
Check out our new Patreon presence. Just look for Young Crones Cafe. Through Patreon, you'll be able to make it to our Discord. We are also Young Crones Cafe on Twitter and Facebook.
Until then, remember, we are witches who work with energies to effect change.
We are believers in both immanent and transcendent divine.
We are celebrants of the passage of the solar and lunar cycles.
We are hedge walkers who pass back and forth between the worlds of the magical and the mundane.
We are seekers of knowledge.
And we are walkers of a spiritual tradition we call the Path.
So mote it be.
So mote it be.